What is going on, everyone? Today's Monday the 3rd. No trades for me today just because of how decorrelated everything is and how not clean everything is moving. We have not made a single gap up until just now. We're about to create our first 15-minute gap. However, this is outside my trading window, and I don't want to sit here and waste mental capital and start to stress myself out on why didn't I take anything, blah, blah, blah. Now, let's come into what I wanted to see happen and what we didn't get with that. Obviously, new rules coming into August. I'm only doing one micro and I only have 1 hour to take a trade. I have consistently seen that from 9:30 to around 10:30 is when we make those initial moves throughout the day, and I want to capitalize on that, right? I want to make my moves based off of that, because right here we see that first hour of New York session is when we create that manipulation leg that follows with distribution, or that is followed by distribution. The first hour of New York session, we get that manipulation leg, which is followed by our distribution. However, today's distribution is just not super clean and not what I'd really expect. Even though it's a 400-point move, it's just not high probability, right? So let's come into what I was just talking about. We obviously have this low resistance, which leads up to previous day high. That's what I really liked about this trade idea, and me being long bias, is that we have low resistance that leads up to previous day high, which we edged. Now, what I wanted to see was this full fill of the new week opening gap. I wanted to see this new week opening gap get filled. However, we don't get that. We start to reject from July 30th's new day opening gap. I didn't think that was high probability enough. I wanted to see the full new week opening gap fill. We didn't get that. Now, once we got this 5-minute change in the state of delivery and a 5-minute inversion right here, I thought, okay, this is obviously our manipulation leg. I'm going to look for a long move higher. Even though ES has swept out the session highs from overnight and NQ fails to do so, I still think this low resistance is a really, really, really good target for a long on NQ. I'm not worried about the session SMT. So this 1-minute inversion that happens right now, I don't take this short. I don't think this will go short whatsoever. If anything, I'm looking for some sort of dig back into EQ, which we get right there. And we also get a nice tap into this 5-minute inversion that we made. So from here, I wanted to take a long. Now, this was complete user error, and I'm slightly upset at this, but I wanted to take this long here, just some sort of market entry. You know what? I can just do that right here. So I was going to take a market entry long right there, and I was going to take profit at previous day high. This was a great trade. We tapped into EQ, we tapped into that 5-minute inversion, and we got a nice 1-minute inversion and a nice 30-second inversion as well. We got 2. So very nice trade. Now, the reason I didn't take this is I thought ES had swept out the New York AM high. I did not look at it fully. I saw us begin to pump up really high, and I thought, damn, there it goes. It's going to SMT at the high, and I'm not going to get a chance to get in. So obviously I faded this out. Now, what I really, really wanted was I was going to add at this inversion if we do reach it, and I would also TP at the previous day high, right? So let's see what ends up happening. Boom, we get tagged in right there, and very, very nice. Very nice. Boom. ES sweeps out that high. Let's go break even. What ends up happening? You get stopped out break even, and the trade continues to run. Now, ideally, what I should have done was move my stop to this low instead, but I know I would have won break even. I would have gotten stopped out. So it is what it is. That's really unfortunate, but it's nice to know that my idea was right. So I'm getting some confidence from that. Later on, we get this 5-minute gap right here that we finally tap into, and I want to see us long from here. We get a 30-second right there that you could, let's say I limited this 30-second, and I wanted to take something like this to previous day high again. What do we end up getting? Bang, almost instantly, ES sweeps out previous day high. Let's say this time I moved my stop to that low. What ends up happening we still end up getting stopped out. So moving to break even, or even trying to move your stop to that new low, you get stopped out. Now, I guess this technically is not a real new low because we did not make a high on the way to this low. So it's not the same as this low, but obviously all of this is in hindsight. So this is not the best way to describe it. It's just all pretty much hindsight. Either way, knowing myself and knowing how I manage positions, I would have gotten break even on both these moves, even though they both end up running to full TP, which would be previous day high. So honestly, the reason for me and the main struggle for me today was break even stops and SMTs. We had so many SMTs at the highs. The SMT at the low right here, I really think this was the cleanest trade today, but I think this was the trade of the day, just in terms of setting up with that 5-minute inversion and getting that nice crazy clean rejection out of there as well. This is a really nice quick V shape. Unfortunately though, the follow through is just really slow and lacking, and that's why I decided to fade the possibility of longing from here. Obviously I still think there's a little hesitation mixed in that, but at the same time, it's not a high probability setup when you are making so many SMTs. Also note that this whole time, this session SMT is still there. It could still send us lower. I'm not thinking it will, and I'm not banking on the idea that it could, but it still has that ability to send us lower. So had I lost any of these longs, I could easily justify the loss and say, oh, well, the session SMT is what caused that loss. And because of that, I wanted to step away. This is just not high probability conditions in my opinion. But obviously, we'll see what ends up happening with the rest of the day. As far as targets for higher, I really don't have many. Maybe this one from the 23rd we're really close to. Maybe this 1 hour gap right here. If it'll mark it out. Maybe something like that. 4 hour, we do have a 4 hour gap right there, so maybe TP right there instead. But again, we could just easily sweep out one of these major swing highs and just dump. We could just dump. So we could sweep out this high right here that we're about to take out, and we could just dump from here, right? It's not a high probability thing. So didn't really feel comfortable taking that position. Now, I do kind of regret not taking this, but again, like I said, this is all slightly hindsight, so can't really be too upset about it. I wasn't 100% sure this was going to happen, and I wasn't even 50% sure. But yeah, I'm really excited for the month of August. I'm really excited because obviously today, stepping away, I was still able to collect this data, which shows that I'm still correct about the first hour containing our manipulation that follows with distribution. Here we have our manipulation, and here we have, here's our accumulation range leading into 930. Here's 930's manipulation, and here is the distribution that follows. And here we're about to hit take profit on this, what would have been a 7R trade, which is just massive. Now, if I took this on the inversion, would have been a almost 11R trade, which is just nuts. But it is what it is. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have anything. Obviously, hopefully we'll have some green, but even if it's some red, a trade is still a trade, and that's been my main issue, is not taking them. So if I can take some trades, I'll take some, and we'll see what ends up happening. I'll see you guys later.